So by this time we saw how we can test the web part in the local workbench. Now we will see how we can actually add to a SharePoint to modern or the classic site before adding it to the catalog. So that means for packaging and deployment, we usually use the SharePoint app catalog site. So like we usually like we did in SharePoint Western app. So it's the same place we are going to deploy our package file. Now, before this, let me just open the command prompt. You can see here, this is the same command prompt that I was using. And on this, if you'll see here, I'm in the same directory. So if it is, this is our web part, and I'm in the same directory. If you are in the same directory, you can just put code space and then dot and then click on enter. It will actually open your project file. You can see here. Now this is the web part that we have created. So on this, what we will do is this is the whole structure. So I have a separate video for that. Now on this, actually, I will show you in the Visual Studio actually how we can run our gulp shop. So for this time, I will just close my Node.js command prompt. So we are going to use our Visual Studio terminal for that. So you can see here view and then terminal. So it will actually open the terminal over here. Now if you'll see here, we are in the same directory. Since I have already the project it open, so it is showing me like this. Now on this, we can run the gulp serve command. So I will say gulp and then serve. So if I'll just click on enter, then it will actually open the same gulp serve URL. Now you can see here, this is the same URL. From here, actually I will go and then I can use it. I can add the web part. At the same time, if you'll see here, I have a classic SharePoint site. You can see here, this is a classic SharePoint site. I can edit this page or I can even go to a particular page. So let me just go here. I will take this test page. So this test page is a classic page. You can see here, this is a classic page. Some web part is there. Let me just edit it and I will delete this web part from here. There is a content search web part. Yeah, now it's fine. So I will just save it. Now you can see here nothing is there, right? This is a simple web part page. Now I'll click on no, sorry. So I will, what we can do here is actually we can navigate to the SharePoint workbench. So I will say 15 slash sorry. So we can actually type layouts slash 15 slash workbench dot aspx. Now when actually we are opening, it is opening the SharePoint workbench. You can see here, now we are in a SharePoint site, not from our local workbench. So I'll go here. From here, if I will see the web part name is let me just add it again. I'll be able to see SPFx Flash Client web part. So if I'll just search for SPFx, so you can see here, this is a web part that is available on from here in our SharePoint workbench, and I can just add it. You can see here, I can edit it, I can write something here. So you can see here, all these things are appearing perfectly fine. That means not only in the local workbench, here we can see it. Now let me go to the Visual Studio and I will say Control C and then I'll stop it. The moment you stop it, now actually if I will refresh this page, and I will try to add here. So you can see here, now it is already saying that there is some error on that. Let me just remove it. I will try to find out if really it is there or not. So if I'll actually search for SPFX, now it is not there. That means your local workbench should be running, then only you'll be able to test it here. Since we have stopped it in from my local workbench, that means I'll not be able to get that in your SharePoint workbench as well. And this is the same way you can add in the modern workbench also. Now this is about the commands that we, or the approach we saw, that how we can test it in our local workbench. Now let us say, sorry, in a SharePoint workbench. Now suppose you want to try to create a list, then you can um, you cannot create that from your local workbench. That time you have to come to your SharePoint workbench, and then it will take the current site URL, and then from there it will create your list or create your site code, subsite code. Now those things you will be able to do if you are trying to test it in the SharePoint workbench. So simply URL underscore layouts 15 slash workbench.spx, where we actually test the things properly on this. Now we will see how we can deploy to the app catalog site. Okay, so to deploy to the app catalog site, remember it is same for SharePoint 2016 and 2019 as well. Why I'm repeatedly telling these things, because you should know that there is not much differences for this kind of things on both the on SharePoint 2019 or 2016 either way. Now, what we will do is we are going to see how actually we can package it, or how we can actually deploy things into our app catalog site. Remember, so first thing you should run is you can run the gulp clean command, which is actually will which is actually delete previous temporary files that whatever will be created if you are doing any previous build on that. So if you'll see here, actually now it is finished, so that means the gulp cleanup is finished now. Next what we will do is we will actually check how we can give a CDN URL, or how we can actually um, see where it will actually deploy. Now if I'll expand this config file, then you can see here one thing is right manifest.json file is there. Now here actually we are trying to give the path, your CDN path. So normally if you are using any SharePoint 2016 environment, you want to keep all your assets into the CDN, any kind of CDN folder. So you can just give a site or a in a library URL or a folder URL, and that will become your CDN. Now if you have not mentioned anything, then it will try to save it in the SharePoint in the site asset library of your app catalog site. Now to do this, I hope by this time you should have an app catalog site which should be created like we have if you are using SharePoint hosted app or provider hosted app, we need to put the the app file into the app catalog site. The same thing here also it will happen. We are going to create a package file, and that package file we are going to upload into our SharePoint app catalog site. Now, next, what we will do is, if I will show you a couple of things here. One thing is, the first thing that I'm going to show you is that even if you put in the app catalog site, the package file, um, you will not be able to use it unless and until your local workbench is running. The other way is also that we will show you how we can add your web part, or how your web part will work properly if you have deployed by using the hyphen zip command with gulp bundle, or with gulp package solution command. Now there are three commands that we are using for this kind of packaging stuff. So first thing is the command that I said to clean up, gulp hyphen clean, so that it will actually clean the previous packages. The next thing is I will run the command as gulp bundle, and I'll just click on enter. So if you'll see here, actually it will now package the things here. So this command actually will create the files in the temp hyphen deploy folder, which has to be there in the CDN folder. Now if you'll see here, actually it is completed. Now if you'll see here, now on the temp deploy folder, now let's refresh it. So if we refresh it, you can see here now it is deployed it over there in, sorry, it is creating the packages over there in this temp deploy folder. Next, actually it will create these things on the zip command. I will show that thing later in the other part. Now next we are going to package the solution. So to package it, the command name is gulp package hyphen solution. Now what it will do is it will actually create the package file whose extension is .sppkj kg, and that we require to put under the app catalog site. Now if you'll see here actually, uh, where it will create there will be a folder, it will create as SharePoint, and then under solution is there. So within solution, if you'll see here, this is going to be our package file. Okay, so this is the package file that we have to upload into the app catalog site. So let me just show you that. So if we'll actually go here to SharePoint solutions, and then you see here, this is the package file that we need to upload into the app catalog site. Now I will open the app catalog site here. So I will just copy this URL. Let me, so I will say ts info. So let me just see what is the what is my um, app catalog site name. So I'll go to the admin. You can directly go to the SharePoint Online admin center as well. So I'll just click on here, go to SharePoint. Now in this SharePoint admin center, we can actually see all the sites. So you can see here, this is my sites, and if you'll see here, uh, now where is the app catalog site? It is TS Info app catalog site. You can see here, this is the URL. Now on this, there is apps for SharePoint. This is the same thing that we are doing. We are not doing anything extra in this step as of now. I will take this solution package. I'll put it here. So just drag and drop. So that means our app file will be there now on the SharePoint site. Now if you'll see here, when it is asking us to trust the solution, look at this URL. It is saying that the client side solution will get content from the following domain. That means if I will now deploy it, what will happen is it will try to figure out or try to find out the client assets from that local workbench URL. That's the reason it was showing the local workbench URL. Now if I'll just refresh here, we will be able to see the web part. You can see here, this is the web part that has been deployed. Now if I'll go to the client any site, so if I will go here, I will go to a page. So I'll go to the test web part page, whatever is there. I will click on edit. Now if you'll see here, I will say add web part, and on this if you'll see, there will be a others folder. So on this others folder, you can see here there is a client, no, this is the existing one. Now next what we have to do is, now this web part is not available here. The same typical approach we have to follow is, I will just go here, add an app, then we have to add the app to the particular site collection. Remember, we put, when we're actually putting into the app catalog site, it is just in the Office 365 tenant label we have deployed it. Now we have to actually add it in our particular site collection. So I said click on add an app, and you can see here, this is the app that we are going to add. So click on that, and it will add to this particular site collection. That means the app will be now available on this site collection, which now we can see when we actually, you can see it is taking some time, that this web part we can see in our, while adding the web part to the test page. Now let me just refresh this again. This just take a couple of seconds. You can see here, now it is ready. This is the web part that we are going to add into our test page. Now if you'll see here, I will open this test page. You can see here, this is the test page now. So I will edit this page. I'll go to the page tab, edit the page, and now you can see here, add web part. If I'll go to the other section, now you should be able to see the other web part, which is known as our SPFx client, first client web part. So I'll click on add. Now you will be able to see here the web part. You should be able to see the web part. Now you will not see actually the web part. Why? Because it is trying to figure out or trying to find out. Now let me just save the page. You can see here, actually it is trying to add, but it is not able to add it here. You can see here, still it is trying to add, but we are not able to get the proper information on this. Now let me, by that time, let me just run the gulp serve. So I will say gulp serve. That means locally I am trying to run our web part. So you can see here now it will actually, you can see here now it is giving some error. Something went wrong with the I mean, this is a very generic message that it is showing. But the problem here is because our local workbench is not running, and it is trying to figure out, or it is trying to access the resources from the local workbench. That's the reason what I said is I run the gulp serve command here now. So what will happen is now our web part is available here. Now you can see here it is running now. So our gulp sub is running. Now let's go back to the test page and I will just refresh it. The moment I refresh it, you can see here now it started working. I can also edit the page and I can edit the particular web part as well. So if you'll see here now, the web part will be added, it will come now. So we can also edit the web part page here. You can see here, this is the web part and we can edit the page as well. Now if I will again go there and I will stop this local workbench, then it will not come because it is trying to take the resources from our particular local workbench. Now let me just delete it. So I'll delete the web part from here. We know that now if the local workbench is running, then we can access it. Now come to the real-time environment where we need to deploy this to the now your web part should not pick any client assets from your local workbench. It should take from your CDN. Now for this, what I will do is I will, let me just stop it. So I'll say Control C and I'll stop it. Now look at the commands that we are going to use here. I'll just put a CLS. Now on this, what we will do is, let me just go there, and I will also the local workbench URL that whatever it is running, I have just closed everything. Now on this, what we will do is I will now tell you the commands that we really required. And now actually if you'll see here now whether the local workbench is running or not, our web part will be available in the classic site, modern site as well. Now for this, what I will do is we will run the commands now. So first thing is, as I said before, we will clean up the stuff. So I will run gulp clean. Now you can see here it will clean up the things. You can see it's done now. So next I will run the gulp bundle command. So gulp, and then if you'll see here the command is gulp bundle and hyphen zip. Now when actually we are doing the hyphen zip, it will actually it will create the files under the temp folder. So that it will create a temp folder, and in that temp folder actually you will be able to see the files. Now if I'll expand this temp folder, deploy, and you can see here these are the files, or these are the files which it requires to be put in the CDN. Now you can see here this is the JS files that it has been created. So it will include all your assets over there. Now the next command what we will run is, let me just make it little up. Next command what we will run is, we will now run the package command but with the parameter hyphen zip. So the command will be gulp package solution and space, then hyphen double hyphen zip. Now what will happen is, if you are doing double hyphen zip, it will actually deploy this whatever the client assets we have created here from the bundle command to the folder in the app catalog, so that uh, we will not depend now on the SharePoint local workbench or your local workbench. We will not depend on those things now. So as I said, this is a .sppkg file, so which will be created under the same in this command also. Even if create the put the hyphen zip command, then it will actually create under SharePoint, and then this is your solution should be there. So there is some problem happened. I assume that this is because the solution folder is opened over here. Probably we can now run the command. So solution hyphen You can see here, this is the command that we are using now. So I was running the wrong command here. So the command is gulp package hyphen solution hyphen zip. So I was giving gulp package, and without hyphen I was giving. That's the reason it was coming. Now you will see here, it will actually create the dot package file. You can see here now, all done, it is finished. So now it is done. So that means if I will go here now, I should be able to see the package file. You can see here, this is the package file. Now let me just open it. So I will have to, you can see here level in Explorer. Now you will see here, now on this SharePoint then solution, you can see this is the package file. Remember, our package file, whatever the old is there or which is deployed in the app catalog site, now we'll have to actually replace it. So I'll open my app catalog site again. So you can see here, this is my app catalog apps for SharePoint. um, you can see here, this is the app for SharePoint library. So on this I will upload the file again. So I'll just drag and drop it. It will say that there is a file name exists, just replace it. The moment you will replace it, now actually it will try to it will ask us to deploy, but this time it is showing from SharePoint Online. This is not showing any localhost URL. Now click on deploy. So now what will happen is, if it is deployed successfully, now you can go to any site collection now, whether your local workbench is running or not. It will, what it will do is, it will actually available on all the sites. So now you will see here our test web part page. Now it should have that new web part. So I'll just click on add a web part. On this I'll go to others, click on add. Ideally it is not necessary that you will add the web part again here. So, okay, so we are not doing that. So now if you'll see here, our web part is here on this classic SharePoint page. Similarly, if I'll go to a modern SharePoint page, so you can see here, this is actually a modern SharePoint site, and in the modern SharePoint site I have a modern SharePoint page over there. Now on this, since this is a typical modern page, before that let me just add the app. So I'll click on add an app, and on this we will add our web part. You can see here, this is the web part. Click on add. Now once you click on add, the web part will be added here. It will take a couple of seconds. Let me see. Yeah, now you can see here, the last one, it is added now. Now on this, now what we will do is, I will go to a page which is already I have created. So I'll go to the site page, and this is the test page that we can take. This is the test page. On this I will click on edit, and you can see here, I'll click on this, and here we will be able to see our web part page. So if you'll see our web part. Now I will just, you can just search also SPFx fast client web part. This is the web part actually which is created now. You can see here, you can edit the web part properties is coming. I can just type hello world. So you can see here, now it is working fine. I can publish it. So the web part is now on the publish mode. Now you can see here, our local workbench is not running. You can see there is no command is running on this by this time. If I will show you, let me just make it little. So you can see here, actually we have no commands which is actually running our local workbench here. No local workbench. The app is deployed in the app catalog site, and then we can add it. So to summarize this, here we saw how we can actually without packaging, how we can, if your local workbench is running, you can add the web part, but the moment the local workbench stopped, then it will actually, your web part will show error. Now the second part, we saw that how we can upload into your app catalog site by using the command special here hyphen zip with gulp clean, and sorry, not gulp clean. Gulp clean will be always required because it will delete the temporary files, that whatever it will be there from the previous whatever you are trying to package it. Now next command we will run is the gulp bundle command with hyphen hyphen sp, which will actually bundle this all our clients asset, and it will put under the temp folder and within a deploy subfolder. Within that your all your files will be there, basically 2JS files it will create. The next one, the command we are using is to package the solution gulp space package hyphen solution hyphen hyphen zip. So the moment you will do that, it will actually upload the all the assets to the app catalogs site asset library also. So now we saw how we can actually deploy a SPFx web part, client side web part, and how we can add the web part to a modern site as well as into a classic SharePoint site.